What's good, y'all? It's Solution back at it with another mental gym video in which I give you guys mental exercises you can use to become extremely successful and accomplish all the goals that you are after. So let's get right into it. So today I want to talk about something very important, which I usually say in every single mental gym video. But point is, I want to talk about the concept or the mental exercise of moving on. And the definition I came up with for moving on is changing paths when necessary in order to achieve your goals. So, what you guys have to understand is when you start walking down a path, you might not stay down that path for forever. And I mean this obviously in regards to whatever a path of goal achievement. So, you might be pursuing a goal right now that you might realize later that you're like, I actually don't find this goal meaningful or purposeful or worthwhile anymore. So that means I want to change paths, right? And you should be in the mindset that when things are no longer worthwhile, when things are no longer meaningful, when things are no longer purposeful, you stop pursuing them. Because an important thing I wanted to talk about with this is the idea of sunk cost fallacy. And it's something I've recently learned, but I think it's just literally amazing. And I've been able to realize it even happening or when it has happened in my own life. So essentially, what sunk cost fallacy is, it's basically the idea that because we've invested a lot of time into something, even if it is no longer worthwhile or beneficial for us anymore, we think we should continue to invest time in it because we've already given so much time there, right? So obviously, in regards to achieving our goals, right? When we've invested a lot of time in a path or career path, I guess more specifically, right? And we're like, well, I've already invested all this time in this path, so that means I should just continue investing time in it. When that's actually not the case, because it is no longer beneficial. If you know you are no longer getting the benefits or will not get the benefits or the worthwhileness or the meaning for what you are currently doing, you should stop. It doesn't matter if you spent 7 years, 10 years, 30 years. Well, I guess there's no you should stop because I mean, you guys can do whatever you want. I just believe I want you guys to pursue goals that you find meaningful and purposeful and worthwhile. I don't want you guys to continue following down a path that you feel like the benefits aren't there anymore just because you've invested time. Because a lot of us, we don't want to lose the time that we have invested, right? It makes sense. We feel like, oh, if we stop pursuing this, what about all the previous time that we used? Like, where's all that going to go? But the thing is, you get to keep the benefits. And before I get into all of that, I want to tell you guys a story of how this applies to my own life so it can maybe better make sense to you guys the importance of being able to change paths when necessary, right? Because it is very important. So in my own life, from about 15 to 22, I'm 22 right now. I turned 22 in July 20th, right? Of last year, right? Last year, right? Yeah, last year of 2023. So point is, between 15 to 22, my entire life mindset and my goal achievement path was becoming a professional soccer player. That's what I donated 7 years to. That's all I thought about. That's all I did. So pretty much from high school all the way to late college, that's all I cared about, all I thought about, all the quote unquote sacrifices I made were for that goal, right? And during this period, obviously, I started to learn more about what I wanted and learn more about the depth of my goal, right? And so during this period, I started to realize when I was about 21 into 22-ish that what I really, really wanted was to play in the highest league in the world soccer-wise, which would be the English Premier League, right? Which is essentially the best league in the world. So around 21, 22, I had started to realize the stakes of things more, the consequences of certain actions, how long things would take in reality. And I realized it was going to take me probably another 10 plus years to get to the league I wanted to build a career in. So essentially, I wouldn't get to the league I wanted to be in till I was about 32 years old. And the thing with this is, when I aged to 32, this is when I would want to start my career basically in the best league. Because it's not like I would just want to get to because once again, when you pursue goals, guys, you're going to start to learn more about the goal. Like you're going to start to learn more about the depth of your desire and the goal, right? I didn't just want to get to this best league, guys. I wanted to get to the league and then stay there, right? Like, and actually play. But the thing is, obviously, many of you guys probably know with professional sports, you can't play indefinitely, right? Soon your body just going to start breaking down. Your body going to start slowing down, right? And around 32 is when a lot of footballers end up retiring. I'm not saying I would, but basically I wouldn't be able to have as much longevity as I'd want to, as if I was already at that level at 22 years old. So I started to realize what? You know what? Pursuing this career path, pursuing this path is not as worthwhile, purposeful, or meaningful as I thought it was going to be, right? And because of that, that's what led me to changing paths to what I'm doing now, which is literally YouTube. So the whole point of me saying all this, guys, is I had to basically realize that, yes, I had donated 7 years of time to pursuing this goal that I really, really cared about, because I made a lot of quote unquote sacrifices for it, or I made a lot of hard choices for it, right? But then I had to personally realize for myself, like, damn, honestly, this is not worthwhile, because I don't want to donate another 10 years just to get to the point I want to get to start building the career. I just did not think that was worthwhile to me, because obviously you're going to have to personally make that choice, right? But the thing is, the most important thing I'm going to say from this is that you do not lose anything for when you decide to change paths. And let me explain why. Because you still get to keep all the skills, the lessons, and the experiences you got from pursuing that path. Because think about it. Like I said, I changed paths to YouTube, right? So literally, by me pursuing this previous path of wanting to be a professional soccer player, I was able to come up with this example to convince you guys to move on when it is necessary, so you guys can do what? Achieve your goals. So you see how my previous experiences, lessons learned from my own personal life experiences from a previous path I was chasing, is now benefiting this new path where I make YouTube videos to help you guys become extremely successful. So you get to keep all the value from the time invested, guys, because what gets you your outcomes is your skills, is your skills, your experiences, and the lessons you've learned from the shit that you do. You don't just get the shit that you do by standing in a specific spot or doing the perfect thing. It's by becoming what you become the success. You don't get the success, you become it. You become someone who's able to generate it from your experiences, skills, and lessons learned, right? Right. So I'm saying all this just to make sure you guys understand it's okay, guys. You can move on. And getting into the mental exercise right here, that means you always have to be aware of the benefits. And essentially what I mean by be aware of the benefits, guys, is you need to be aware of the benefits of the path you are pursuing. You need to be aware, and you need to make sure those benefits are outweighing the consequences. You always have to make sure. And let me add a plus here, because obviously there's another part to this, because I'll be doing a little two-step with all my mental exercises. But point is, you need to be aware of the benefits. So you need to make sure whatever path you were pursuing, it was continuing to benefit you. It is continuing to benefit you. Because if you feel like you are no longer following a worthwhile path, it does not matter how much time you've invested, guys. And this also applies to people, by the way. I also want to add that in here too. Not to yap too long and make this video extremely long, but I think this is all really important for you guys to understand. So this even applies to people in your life, right? Just because you've been in a relationship with certain people for a really long time does not mean you should continue to pursue a relationship if the benefits are no longer there, if the value is no longer there. If it is not there, if the benefits are not there, and these people who you're around are no longer going to help you succeed and achieve all the goals you're after, don't pursue the relationship anymore. It does not matter how much time has been invested, because if you continue to stay in this relationship, you're wasting or giving up time and attention. And I say a lot of times on my channel, your time and attention are extremely valuable. You're giving up time and attention that can be used on a different path that could actually benefit you. And unless you guys don't agree with this, you're not going to live forever. You have a finite amount of time on this planet to achieve all the shit that you want to achieve, or achieve the maximal amount of shit that you can achieve, right? So I want you guys to make sure you are moving and shifting towards your benefits and your purpose as fast as possible, so you don't waste time, because you don't have an infinite amount of time, making the time more valuable. And because the time is valuable, you want to put it in the best places. And that's why you always have to be aware of the benefits. Always be aware of the benefits of the path you are currently on. If you feel like the benefits are no longer there, stop. Just stop. Stop if no benefits. No benefits, y'all. No nothing. Then you gotta stop. Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it anymore. You have to put your value, you have to put your time and attention in areas that are going to benefit you at all times. At all times. And leading into the next part of the mental exercise, you stop, right? And then you do what? You let it go. You let it go. Or actually, no, I don't want to say let it go. You just change. You change paths, man. So you stop, then you change, right? You accept and realize the fact that what you are doing is no longer benefiting you. And you always want to put your, like I was just saying a second ago, you always want to put your time and attention in places that are going to help you. It is not worth it to put your time and attention in places that are no longer going to help you, no matter how much time you've invested. Because as I was saying with the earlier example, guys, you don't lose anything by changing paths. You don't lose anything. In fact, you have everything to gain now, because you have all the skills, experiences, and lessons learned from your previous path that you can now find ways to apply to your new path and get towards the benefits you want. Because as we just established, now that you realize that your current path no longer is giving you benefits, you shouldn't be on that path anymore. You need to take all the lessons, experiences, and skills you now have and put them in a new vehicle of life, in a new career path for whatever that looks like for you, in a new path of goal achievement. You need to put it in a new path, right? So you can get the benefits using all the skills, lessons learned, and experiences that you've gotten from any other path you've been on. You do not lose anything. The goal is you. The success is you. By changing paths, you're still going to be you. It doesn't matter how many times you change paths, you're still going to be you. You're still going to have your skills. You're going to still have your experiences. You do not lose anything by changing paths. You do not lose anything by moving on from people and changing paths, guys, because you still get to keep all the value, whether this from be people in your life or your goal achievement. Because I'm saying more people because obviously people can influence your ability to achieve your goals, right? So in the same way with people, you got to change paths or change people. And this is how you grow and achieve the shit that you actually want to get. Because if not, then you're just going to be sitting there like, damn. So this is all the stuff I want to do, but it's kind of like, damn, I could be doing this, but then it's like, damn, I can't really do that. Then it's like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Like, it just, I don't know. It gets very crazy. So like, anyway, last thing I'll say. So pretty much going over it one more time. It's moving on, changing paths when necessary in order to achieve your goals. You got to realize, look, if the benefits are honestly no longer there, Brad, it ain't worth it. It's really not worth it. It doesn't matter how much time you've invested. Like I said, you don't want to have sunk cost fallacy and be like, you know what? I've given all this time, so that means I should just keep giving time. Nope. You need to take your attention, you need to take your time and put it somewhere else and put it on a path that's actually going to help you. So that's why you should always be aware of the benefits. Make sure you're always aware. And if no benefits are no longer there, pause, be like, okay, I don't want to be on this path anymore. Like I realized, I'm like, the benefits of pursuing this professional soccer contract are no longer there based on the specific goal that I want to pursue. So I need to stop and I need to change paths into a path that I feel like will better suit me and my goals. For me, that happened to be YouTube. And now that's why I'm doing this. And I'm using the previous skills, lessons, and experiences learned to do all of this. All of this stuff has come from previous stuff that I've done, or the concepts I use to make all these videos and do all these different things. They come from that path and all the lessons I learned there, right? And that's how you evolve as a person. So you just want to be aware of the benefits. Once the benefits are no longer there, if they're not there, change paths, do something new. Take your skills, take your experiences, take the lessons learned, apply them to a new path, and go get the benefits that you are looking for. Go use the meaning or seek the meaning that you're looking for, and go fuel the purpose that you are now following based on whatever works for you, of course. So yeah, so that's pretty much my moving on mental exercise. Please give me feedback on this if this made sense. If you're like, this was really interesting. I definitely think I can see how I need to make sure that I'm not overly concerned about the time that I'm spending, but I'm also like making sure I'm putting it into a different path to, or like I'm more aware of the time that I'm spending and not just staying on paths that aren't worthwhile anymore. And I could put that time and attention somewhere else. Or you could be like, damn, this was nope. You could have explained this way better. You could have used better examples. You could have written more. You could have said less. You could have said more. You could have said it this way. You could have used picture examples. Whatever you got to say, drop it all down in the comments. It all helps me become a better YouTuber and make better mental exercises that better serve all you guys, of course. And if you liked it, please, please, please like the video. Boost us an algorithm so more guys can see this and make sure that they're like, you know what? I got to make sure I'm always willing to move on, because I don't actually lose anything by changing paths or moving on from people, because I get to keep all the value, because the value is you. You are what generates the success. The success doesn't generate you, you generate it. So as long as you stay yourself and keep your skills, experiences, and lessons, which you would as long as you're still yourself, right? You get to maintain the value, and just now you're just putting yourself in ideal positions, right? Which is essentially what is ideal. So with that being said, I guess I'll catch you guys in the next Mental Gym video. Peace.